What's up, fellas? It's Tree Games here. This is going to be a short SVD class video for Black Ops 6 Zombies. I've been having so much fun with this gun, and I've seen a lot of other creators talk about the other two snipers, the Frostline and the 7.62, for their amazing capabilities at killing the elite zombies. But I did notice that when you pack-a-punch this, it turns into a shotgun, and it seems to be just amazing for for horde clearing. We already know that shotguns are super OP in zombies, so having a sniper and a shotgun is so much fun. So this build we made today is going to be, reflecting that. We're going down the more shotgun route. We're going to be trying to maximize our hip fire and everything that's going to make that great. So we're going to start out here. And for our first attachment, it will be the optic. I went with the Kepler red dot. I think you can use anything you'd like here, but make sure it has the aim down sight bonus. That's going to be, the list of attachments we're going to choose from. As long as we have that aim down sight speed bonus, you can choose anything you like. I really like the Kepler red dot though. Go with anything you guys prefer to. This is really just up to the player, but if you want my recommendation, I like the Kepler red dot. And for our next attachment here, guys, we have the muzzle. We're rocking the suppressor because both of the zombies maps do not start with a wall buy SVD, so you are going to have to be spending salvage to get this up to gold rarity, and the suppressor just helps a lot with that. If you guys don't care about farming salvage as quick as possible, you can easily run one of the compensators that reduces recoil. That'll definitely help you out, but my personal pick is just running the suppressor, getting way quicker salvage. Our next attachment here is going to be the barrel. There's a lot of controversy with the barrel right now because I think a lot of players can't tell if the actual damage range, which is useless on a sniper, is working with the hipfire shotgun attachment. I was playing a game of Terminus today, and I noticed that when I aimed down sights, I was one-shotting parasites from pretty far away, while when I tried to hipfire them, it was taking 2 shots. So I don't know what was going on there, but it seems to me, at least in my initial testing, that the long barrel or damage range attachments are actually affecting the shotgun-like hipfire. Of course, they're still useless for the aiming down sight sniper feature, but for the actual shotgun side of things with no aiming down sight, which we're leaning into, it seems to be the perfect barrel. So that's what we're going to run with. For our next attachment will be the underbarrel. We are going with the Ranger handguard. It is the last unlocked underbarrel, so you might not have it immediately, but we're taking it essentially for the sprinting moving speed. We're going to want to be going very fast, guys, and it also buffs our horizontal recoil, which is just an added benefit, but it's the only one of the handguards that does buff our sprint movement speed. You can either run this one or the weighted handguard, which is the first one if you don't have the gun maxed out. I like to start with the weighted and then make my way down to the Ranger when we get that initial level to actually use it. Our next attachment is going to be the magazine. I highly recommend using the Extended Mag 1 over Extended Mag 2. Usually I'll be running Extended Mag 2 on most of my guns, but with the unfortunate debuffs to sprint to fire, reload quickness, and aim down sight speed, it just makes that aim down sight speed so slow, and we're losing a little bit of sprint to fire for less aggressiveness, and it's even less of a reload quickness than Extended Mag 1. You get none of those debuffs with Extended Mag 1 besides the slightly longer reload, but the other issue with Extended Mag 2 is it's only 15 rounds, whereas Extended Mag 1 is 12, so you're only getting 3 additional rounds for all those debuffs. I just don't think it's too worth it, to be honest. So that's why I went with Extend Mag 1, just to have a bit quicker reload and just keep, the bullets churning out. If you're using, maybe that speed coal augment, you might be fine, but I personally really like Extend Mag 1. Our next attachment is going to be the comb. I actually don't run a comb here, guys, in favor of using a suppressor or a muzzle attachment so I can build that salvage. But if you guys want to use a comb, I'd say you're going to use the quick draw riser if you want to aim down sights more, or the CQB riser if you guys want to be more very aggressive. If you want to be as aggressive as possible, definitely, forego the suppressor and run the CQB riser. But that's why I don't run it. They just do the least amount compared to some of the other attachments on this list. Our next attachment will be the stock. Guys, we're going with the light stock, the first stock you unlock here, and that is simply for the movement speed buff, and what's the best attachment probably is the hip fire movement speed buff. So while we're just, you know, chilling in our hip fire, we're going to have a really added bonus to both our overall move speed, but also our hip fire move speed. So it's just going to be playing to the strengths of the rest of this build. Definitely you can run the combat stock or the balance stock if you guys want to aim down sights, walking speed build better. But my personal testing, I really like the light stock. And we've arrived at the most important attachment on the build. That's going to be the steady aim laser here, guys. You can definitely run the target laser if you guys want to aim down sight the whole time. But I personally believe the steady aim laser is so amazing once you pair it with the Deadshot Daiquiri augment that also increases hip fire spread. Oh my god, it makes the spread so tight that you don't even feel like you're shooting a shotgun. It is insane how amazing this attachment is. When you don't run it, the spread is very crazy. And over to the final attachment of this class, guys, it is going to be the rapid fire mod. I think when you're hip firing, the vertical and horizontal recoil is not that big of a deal. It is going to affect you a little bit when you're aiming down sights with this gun, but the fact when I was running it, I was barely aiming down sights. The only time I'd aim down sights is when I had a lot of distance on the zombies. When they're in front of your face and you're training them, I think there's no real need to even aim down sights. So that's why we've maxed aim down sight speed and chose a smaller reticle. But yeah, guys, that's the build. I had so much fun with this in zombies. I don't usually make class setups. I don't like to do these meta class setups like all the other creators you see. It's just a dime a dozen these days with so many SVD videos. But I did want to make this one specifically for the zombies community and just to share my thoughts on how cool it was for crowd clearing. I just haven't seen too many people talk about this gun compared to the other two. It's getting a little bit swept under the rug compared to those other two explosive bolt action rifles. I did see Mr. Raffle Waffles talk about it, but he didn't really go too much into the shotgun side of things. He more spec'd his build into aiming down sights, and he didn't actually notice the damage range buff that I did. Maybe I'm wrong, guys, but anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to leave some gameplay for you guys just so you can check out how crazy this build is.
Just stood there and let it happen.